Hey everyone, welcome back to Unsolicited Bourbon Reviews. This is episode 35. And today we're going to be doing a review on Sazerac Rye, also known as Baby Saz. This is from the Buffalo Trace Distillery. It's one of their expressions. 90 proof, mash bill, and age is obviously just like any other Buffalo Trace offering. Again, they don't fully disclose, but it's believed this is the low rye mash bill, which is about 51% rye. So this is actually super, we'll say super popular. It's considered an allocated item. So basically, anytime they would have a Blanton's drop, E.H. Taylor drops, or any kind of Buffalo Trace allocation drop at your local liquor store, you'll almost 9 times out of 10, you will see a Sazerac Rye that's accompanied with it. For the price point, it's a pretty reasonable price they ask for. I think it's anywhere from, I paid 23 for this. I think it goes, you can get for 30, but I think in the aftermarket, people again, this is one of those things where just because it's Buffalo Trace allocated, sometimes you'll pay north of 50 or 60 bucks. But we'll get to the review. We'll talk about if it's worth it or not, but just a little backstory to why it's called Baby Saz. So Buffalo Trace has an antique collection, so they have an Eagle Rare 17, Thomas H. Handy, Sazerac 18. So basically, they have another offering to you. It's a Buffalo Trace and an Eagle Rare. Again, they're all within the 17 to 18-year-old mark. And those are super hard to get, super expensive. I've never had any of those, so I can't quite give a comparison on, what's better between the Sazerac 18 and a Baby Saz or Thomas H. Handy Rye. But the mash bills they use are relatively close for the Baby Saz as well as the Buffalo Trace antique collection. So if that is any consolation in terms of quality, then go ahead and just make your own assumption on that. But as you can see, I've enjoyed this bottle pretty regularly over time. Normally, I don't really drink this straight. If I make an old fashioned, this is great for any kind of mixed cocktail. Obviously, old fashions, Manhattans, or any kind of bourbon base that you'd want to use a rye for. I think this is pretty good, but we'll go ahead, give it a whirl. So again, you're going to go ahead and get that rye spice. So again, more of that orange zest. You're not going to get those vanilla, caramel, chocolate, those more decadent flavors you'll be getting. So again, with a rye, you're always going to kind of get a kind of a sharper, more we'll say more of like a fall seasonal or kind of an orange zest or fruit zest on the nose, just basically because it's rye. It's gonna be a little bit drier. So we'll go ahead and pour. So again, this is gonna be nice gold color. Again, this is Buffalo Trace, very on brand for what their expressions are. So again, I would assume this is anywhere from a 6 to 8. Yep, we'll go ahead and taste it. We'll give it a final review. Again, I don't really drink ryes a whole lot, just straight up. And I know I think in the fall, ryes are really good, but any other time of year, because, I think just, my palate kind of stays away from more of the dry, kind of those sharper tastes that you have. So not saying it's bad, but, I'm just not really a rye person. But, for the sake of the exercise of getting through these reviews, again, we don't want to go ahead and leave any stone unturned. So we'll go ahead and give it another whiff. So again, you have some fruit flavor on there, maybe plum. I definitely get orange on there. With that 90 proof, again, it's kind of hard to get the flavor profile because again, it's not really jumping out your nostril. So it's a little bit tougher. Again, I can give really a great in-depth flavor profile on this because it's just a little tougher. But again, I think once we actually taste it, we'll be able to talk a little more about it. But 90 proof, very smooth. Definitely, definitely your typical rye. There's kind of a sweet, kind of a plum taste to it. It's very unique. Again, doesn't, I thought it was gonna be more of an orange zest, more of an orange flavor, but this definitely kind of goes to the sweet side. But again, at the end, you're gonna get that warm finish that you normally get from a rye. I'll go ahead and do another sip. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Again, I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. Is it worth $23? Absolutely. So I'll go ahead for price, give it a 7. Taste, like a 6. Nothing crazy, but overall, we'll just go ahead and give it a 6. So if you guys can get your hands on it, definitely do it. Appreciate it. We'll talk soon.